If you haven't seen it, you should. Here it is.
Hey, is this Shedeur? Hey, this is Mickey Loomis here, the GM of the New Orleans Saints. How you doing? This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man. We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
It's ain't be nothing to do.
Hey, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man. Sorry about that.
Oh my God! He bought it! Oh.
To paint the picture, Shedeur Sanders was at one point, to some analysts, the number 1 overall pick, then a top 5 pick, then a top 10 pick. This drop is unprecedented of any quarterback that we have seen. We thought watching Aaron Rodgers on draft night was bad. When he slipped and slipped and slipped, he was still selected in the first round. Shedeur Sanders would be taken in the 5th round, the 5th. And in the process, that prank call to his cell phone was made. And the one word that keeps flashing into my mind is cruel. This is the epitome of kicking someone while they're down. And on top of that, the man who made that call is another humongous storyline in all this aside from the cruelty. It's Jax Ulbrich. He would release this statement. On Friday night, I made a tremendous mistake. Shedeur, what I did was completely inexcusable, embarrassing, and shameful. I'm so sorry I took away from your moment. It was selfish and childish. I could never imagine getting ready to celebrate one of the greatest moments of your life, and I made a terrible mistake and messed with that moment. Now, if this was a random person, you would be saying, oh, that's awful. They should be condemned for it. Story ends, right? Jax Ulbrich is the son of defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons, Jeff Ulbrich. That led to an investigation by the Atlanta Falcons. They released this statement, which totally gave the game away. Jax Ulbrich, the 21-year-old son of defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich, unintentionally came across the draft contact phone number for Shedeur Sanders off an open iPad while visiting his parents' home and wrote the number down to later conduct a prank phone call. Jeff Ulbrich was unaware of the data exposure or any facets of the prank and was made aware of the above only after the fact. Although Shedeur Sanders would eventually be drafted in the 5th round, that prank call from Jax Ulbrich came during the 2nd round. So he gets passed over in the 1st, already disappointing and shocking, to be clear. Then you think in the 2nd round, maybe. This call comes, you're thinking, okay, it could happen. And it doesn't. And it doesn't. And then the 3rd round comes. And the Cleveland Browns select Dillon Gabriel out of Oregon. And you're just thinking, why is this happening? When is he going to get selected? And it would come almost 24 hours from that phone call. Cruel. To give another wrinkle, he was streaming live on Twitch. And music was playing. He was having a draft party. This video was captured and posted online showing a side-by-side of the Jax Ulbrich call and when the music was turned down and Shedeur is talking to him. Take a look.
Hey, is this Shedeur? Hey, this is Mickey Loomis here, the GM of the New Orleans Saints. How you doing? This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man. We're gonna take you with our next pick right here, man.
This ain't gonna be nothing to him.
Hey, but you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, man. Sorry about that.
What does that mean? What? What did he say? I don't know. How you gonna ask us what it means and you was on the phone? You heard that?
He said you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Sorry about that.
It's just heartbreaking. That is how I feel watching this. It is heartbreaking to know at that moment, finally, you are going to get selected a round later than when you should have, but you're going to get your name called, thinking that this nightmare will end. And we won't be talking about how he got selected in 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, but 2, better. And it's a prank. Rough. Disappointing. But there's another storyline that I'm seeing, and I want to diffuse all this. And it is of Philadelphia Eagles DB Cooper DeJean, who had a fantastic Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, because he was also on the receiving end of a prank phone call. Here that is.
Hello? What's up? To who? Oh. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. Who's this? Wow. It's a prank. It's a prank.
And I want to be clear. DeJean is a really solid football player. There is no question about it. At Iowa, he was awesome. With the Eagles, he is awesome. He was not projected to be a top pick. He was not projected to be a top 5 pick. As a matter of fact, per Bleacher Report, he was the number 28 overall prospect, which means you're flirting with the first and second rounds. He would be selected 40th overall, but the contrasts are quite stark. It's that Shedeur Sanders, not only because of his dad, but also his play at the University of Colorado, was talked about being a cornerstone piece of a franchise. Cooper DeJean was not. If you are making this argument that, oh, no one should care, or, oh, we're only blowing this up because he's black, you are operating in bad faith and you do not know what you're talking about. Cooper DeJean is not a quarterback. He was not projected to be a top 3, top 5, or even number 1 overall pick. He was selected where he was projected to be. Shedeur was not. This was mind-blowing to watch and see and get updates and push notifications over and over again. Still not selected, still not selected. He falls out of the first round, falls out of the second round, third, fourth. We were stunned as media. Stunned by what transpired. Sanders would go on to say, it didn't really have an impact on me because I don't feed into negativity or I don't feed into that stuff. Of course, I feel like it was a childish act, but everybody does childish things here and there. That's already a great answer. He'd add, you've seen on Deion Jr.'s YouTube video my reaction to it. I don't. It is what it is. I think, of course, it's childish. Everybody does those things. So as childish as it was, it's also... It just feels like an own goal because now Jax Ulbrich is going to be known as the guy who kicked Shedeur Sanders while he was down. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.